Don Mazzella here again for Small Business Digest. We've had several guests from Australia. They've all brought very interesting products to our shores. I've noticed over the years they've all succeeded, and the one that I really hope succeeds is ClipChamp. I really like the product, and its president, Alex Dreiling. Am I pronouncing it right, Alex? Dreiling?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely, Don.
is here to talk about it, and also to demo it, which I think is really exciting. Alec, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Don. Really appreciate you inviting us and being part of the show.
Well, first, Alex, tell us a little bit about yourself, then tell us a little bit about your company, and finally a website.
Yep, my name is Alex Dreiling. I am one of the co-founders and the CEO of ClipChamp. We have built the world's first and only fully in-browser video editing platform. But before we did that, my personal background, the accent that you're likely detecting is I'm German, so I grew up in Germany. I was doing competitive swimming back then. This was even before the wall came down, and switched gears. Like wanted to study medicine back then. Became a paramedic. Realized when I was a paramedic that medicine is not my thing. Went on to study business and computer science, moved to the US, figured out that Germany is not necessarily the country I need to stay in for the rest of my life. Ended up in Australia, liked that even better. So professionally, then I went on to work for a long time in tech. I was at SAP for more than 6 years. After SAP, I joined the university, became an associate professor, was teaching for a few years, and finally had the opportunity with my co-founder to create ClipChamp. And that's been going for some time. We started with something completely different. We wanted back then to build the biggest distributed supercomputer in the world, and that hasn't worked out. But 4 pivots later, we ended up with what ClipChamp is today. And it's been a very exciting and very rewarding journey for us.
Hmm. Well, now tell us a little bit about ClipChamp. But before you do, I've got to point out you have half a German and half an Australian accent now.
It must be a bit confusing. Like I realize that people can immediately spot that I'm not native speaking, but they don't necessarily know where it's coming from. I guess that's years of confusion I've created from living in different places. But be that as it may, I'm trying my best. ClipChamp is, as I was saying, the world's first and fully in-browser video platform. We have created a website effectively that works as a full-blown application and is very comparable to native applications that allow you to edit and produce videos. You basically just go to clipchamp.com, create an account, and you can edit your videos straight away. We cover a very large variety of use cases. Our users produce videos for social media ads, for internal communication, for sales enablement, for customer support, for new product introduction. And we also have a lot of students and education users on the platform. So that's both K-12 as well as tertiary education. And we have both students and teachers at scale on the platform. So like I said, it's a very large variety of use cases. People basically, we don't have a use case restriction at all. It's like a Swiss Army knife that allows you to create all sorts of different videos. If you take a step back, why this is so important is that if you look at communication and how we get our message out as people, there's been several steps that we took. Very long time ago, we're sitting around campfires and sharing stories, and we later chiseled them in stone and we put them on paper. All of those mediums got democratized at some stage. And we don't have a small amount of people who can get the message out in this format. Video is kind of the preferred medium for us these days, right? If the 2010s have done one thing, it is that we now want to consume everything through video. And why it is so important for businesses is that we see in the 2020s this shift at scale from text to video. However, what has not happened is that tool vendors and platform vendors have basically caught on to this. Video remains a professional and creative domain, which basically means you either pay a lot of money to an agency to get a high quality video, or you know all the tools yourself. Every professionally produced video touches somewhat between 4 and 7 tools. What ClipChamp does is we help democratizing the video space so that everyone can do it. Easy to use tools with button that people can understand, and we bridge the creativity gap through very powerful templates.
And your website?
So when let me show you the website. Can I share my screen?
I don't know how to do it. Go right on.
At the moment you're disabling it.
Oh, so so I've got to allow participants
to share. Yep.
Let's see. That's a good question. I'm going to stop the video for 1 second, and we're going to look for security. Okay, let's say share screen. Allow yes.
Yep.
Okay. Enable waiting room. Share screen. Did it just do it?
Yes, it did. Perfect. Then let me do this. Can you see my website or our website?
Yeah, all your video needs is one place.
Correct. So when people come to the website, they can basically get a overview of what we're doing. But more importantly, when you log in, you get to your dashboard. And your dashboard looks like that. So this is post, like after you've logged in, you see all your video projects that you have ever created. And you can create new video projects as well. So let me show you how it's being done, because it's really, really simple. So when you create a video, you end up in our editor. And it's a very simple or easy to digest editor. So you can start with either one of those templates here. Say you wanted to, let's just browse all templates. You get a number of powerful ones. If you're in real estate, you can use something like that. If you want to put something on Pinterest, that's for, a cafe, you can do that, or you have e-commerce ads, or, whatever you want to do. There's a whole lot of templates. But say we want to do something completely different. We want to do a recruiting video in San Francisco, right? So we're a company, we want to recruit more people, and we just want to get the message out in a really, really simple way. What I can do is start from scratch. And in this particular case, I've recorded a little video on my phone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that video recording that I've done on the phone and chuck it straight into Create. So I'm going to go to the website that is specified here. It shows me a little video selector. I can do that. I can go to my video library and choose the video that I've recorded just a few days ago. And it's basically now taking that video and sending it straight into ClipChamp Create from my phone. I don't have to, it doesn't matter whether I'm on Mac or on iPhone or on Android or on Windows or on Chromebooks, any device combination will work. I can take that video straight away in and play it. Come work for ClipChamp in San Francisco. It's a cool team. You'll be building amazing stuff. And it's an incredible city to live in. Apply today. So this is what anyone can do with their mobile phone. It's obviously simple. You just record something. But say we want it a bit more spicy and we want it just like, to be a really, really good looking video. The first thing we need is we need a bit of a corporate brand on it, right? So I can go to my branding section. I can say, okay, well, add my logo here to the timeline. and we just chuck it onto here. And when we're playing it now, we see the logo in the top right corner here. So that's been pretty simple, and we can stretch it to be, across the entire video. We can now also say there's a bit of background noise, which we don't like. So let's put a little tune in the back, right? So in this particular case, we can search a very extensive library of music, and let's just like find something that makes sense here. Why not? That sounds happy. We're going to chuck it in. We're going to bring it all across here. And now we can play and we can see whether we like it or not, right? And we realize it's way too loud. It's not a problem though. We can basically get the volume all the way down to something that's digestible.
It's a cool team. You'll be building amazing.
Play it again, and it now works a lot better. What we can also see is now that the music is way too long. So in this particular case, we can just cut off the rest and have it much shorter. And I can sort of cut it later on as well. Now during the video, I'm saying it's a cool team. So how about we show the team? In this particular case, I know that on my Dropbox or in my Dropbox, I've got a bunch of assets. In this particular case, I'm saying we have a cool team and you're building cool stuff. So how about I get those two clips in, straight imported from my Dropbox. By the way, this is not a canned demo. This is the live software, as everyone who views it right now can go to and do exactly those same things. Right, so in this particular case, I can say, okay, well, let's get the team in and show people the team, right?
It's a cool team. You'll be building amazing.
And so it's a cool team, but we're also building amazing stuff. So this is a bit too long. Now I can either cut it, or in this particular case, I can play it a lot faster. So say we want to play it at 4 times the speed.
It's a cool team. You'll be building amazing.
And then we're also building amazing stuff. So we're chucking the amazing stuff in.
You'll be building amazing stuff. And it's an incredible city to live in.
And it's an incredible city to live in. So I don't happen to have a video of San Francisco, but we have stock video, and we can go San Francisco and sort of see what comes up and whether we find something that we like. So say in this particular case, we like that one. And again, we don't need it. We don't need the entire video, so we can just cut off the rest, throw it away, look at it again.
It's a cool team. You'll be building amazing stuff, and it's an incredible city to live in.
So almost perfect. We have those things in place right now. I think the other thing is it's a bit choppy, so we can put some really beautiful transitions in, say wipe left, and now the whole video looks.
You'll be building amazing stuff,
just like,
and it's an incredible city to live in.
much nicer. And one last thing is at the very end, I'm saying apply today. So what we want is we want to accompany that with a just a motion title that has a call to action involved in it. So in this particular case, I might just try this one, see how it works. We chuck it in and we say we see the face is covered. We don't like that. So in this particular case, we replace it with something else that we like better.
Apply today.
Yep, that works. And we chuck in our logo so that it looks, better. We put a call to action in place, apply today. And we're also going to say where, https clipchamp.com, and that's it. So here we are. We've done our video. So the rest is really only like little cleanup things where we can sort of even fade the video. We can sort of that it doesn't just cut off, but keep fades to black, and at the very end just make sure that the audio fades out as well, and the video is done. Right, so that's it. That's how simple it is. And if we now, if we're done with it, we can take a look at the whole video again.
Come work for ClipChamp in San Francisco. It's a cool team. You'll be building amazing stuff, and it's an incredible city to live in. Apply today.
So looks and sounds much, much better than the initial video. If I'm happy, I can say, okay, well, let me get it out on, whatever platform that I want. I can just now go into my export process. The video kind of plays in slow-mo while it's exporting. I can go after my live and sort of have it exporting here in the back, go back to my website, check out what else I can do. I can do my emails, and I can see what the progress of my video export is. So it's a very simple and intuitive way of building a video. As you've just seen, we don't have these complicated rendering processes in place. Everything that you're doing translates right into the video that you're building. So you can, every action you take, you can immediately see what it looks like. And therefore you have like full control over your video. If you don't have the creativity to start from scratch, you can choose to work with either one of those videos at the beginning, or either one of those templates that we have that I've shown at the beginning. And when you're done, your entire video, clear the
work
file,
for ClipChamp in San Francisco.
and you can,
It's a cool team.
just
You'll be building amazing stuff.
just take that video. I'm not going to play it again because you've seen it before. You can take that video now and do whatever you want with it. So this is ClipChamp in a nutshell. It's, like I said, a very simple, very easy to use platform. If you've detected anything that you don't like, you can come back and keep editing. But overall, an extremely intuitive experience that people go through.
Alex, let me interrupt you for 1 minute to ask a question. You said that you can put it on your social media. How do you put it, for instance, if you have a Facebook page or a LinkedIn, how do you do it?
So you can either take the video that we've just given you, so it's an MP4 file that sits in your operating system, and you can upload it to your social media. The other thing that we can do is, when you're in the export screen, there are a number of options that you can say, okay, well, pin it straight to my Pinterest, put it straight onto my YouTube, put it on Box, Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, and we're adding continuously more options to it, right? You will see LinkedIn popping up here and other social media platforms that I can get this straight across. The other thing that we have is we have our own watch pages, which if you don't want to put it on social media, you just grab that link and send it to people, and then they can watch the video on our platform. So there are a variety of easy options for you to do that.
For someone like myself, what you just did was frightening.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm going to be honest with you, Alex. I've been futzing around with your system. Love it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on the program. But something like you just did would scare the bejabbers out of people. How do you get people comfortable with your system?
Well, we have millions of people using the platform every single day. In fact, every day we have 70,000 people hitting the website. A lot of people will start creating, accounts, and then from there they start creating videos. We have some very easy, when you're a new user, we have some very intuitive platform walkthroughs in there. When you end up in the editor, there's call to actions. It tells you exactly the first step you have to take is add a video. And it shows you there's a little pop-up next to the button that you have to click. So we walk them through the experience. And if you go to Trustpilot and you read some of the reviews of ClipChamp, it's very often people that have never done video editing in the past, and they say that it's very, very easy and very intuitive to learn. If you're struggling with anything, we also have an online support, so you can reach out with questions straight away and you get an answer that helps you overcoming any issues you might have. Of course, you need a certain fidelity. You got to be able to, you got to want this, right? So it's not a service package where you go, okay, well, here's my stuff, create a video for me. It's a do-it-yourself platform, obviously.
Can you come back live so we can see your face again?
Of course. We'll stop sharing.
Well, we'll leave it because it might be your website again for our audience, please.
The website. So our website is effectively a collection of very helpful. Do you want me to show it again?
I just want you to give it to triple W and spell it out for our audience.
The website is clipchamp.com. Very simple. And it's a collection of very useful help articles and material that helps people to understand what the tools are. We feature very powerful tools. We explain people how to trim, how to replace items in their timeline, how to discover stock video and audio. We explain to people how to use green screen, how to fade, etc. So it's a very powerful collection of help articles, as well as explainers on what can be done with our platform. And it's all on clipchamp.com.
Now, how do you charge for it?
So we have a very powerful free tier. We are in our space offering the most generous free tier that's around, so people can do unlimited free video editing, and they can create as many videos as they want. Where we charge is if people want higher quality. So say if I'm a school student and I'm working on an assignment, the platform is always going to be free for me. But if I have a very high quality requirement because I'm needing my videos polished on my social media, high quality is something that we're charging for. So there's a creator tier. If I need really strong brand control, for instance, which I've shown, then you end up on a business plan, which is then $19 a month. And if you want all the stock video and audio that I've shown you, we have about 800,000 video and audio stock assets in our library. If you want unlimited access to that, you pay us $39 a month. But you can literally create hundreds of videos from all the stock that you have in there for $39 a month.
Well, let me go. When I was talking to earlier today with someone about your product, they asked the question. You and I are doing a Zoom right now. At the end of this, I'm going to convert to an MP4 or whatever, and it's going to appear in various places. Now, I want to take 90 seconds of it and put it into a I don't know, a little clip that I want to put on my website so people can see and hear that. How would I do that?
Yep, that's very easy. At the beginning, when I demoed the software, I imported somewhere halfway, actually, I imported stuff from Dropbox. So there was a little button there, the Dropbox button. If I've never clicked it before, it asks me to log into Dropbox. And then once I've done that, I can choose from all my files that I have in Dropbox. The same thing we can do for OneDrive, for Google Drive, for Zoom. So you click that little Zoom button that was there, and you log in to your Zoom account, and then it gives you access to all your cloud recordings. You can import that straight away into ClipChamp. You can cut out those 90 seconds the way I've shown you, export it, dump it on your social media. It's a very, very simple and intuitive process.
I'm going to try it. I've held off doing it. I've been looking at your system, but I've held off until we talked. But I do know that all of these technical things always get me befuddled. As I always tell people, I know enough IT to be dangerous. But what you're saying is your system will make it relatively easy for someone like myself to do it. Am I hearing you right?
Absolutely, that's our mission. Our mission is to empower anyone to be able to do this, right? We remember we used to, not that long ago, we weren't writing our own letters. There were people on typewriters doing it for us. There were people scheduling our meetings for us. We've come a long way, and all of this has been democratized, right? We write our own emails, we schedule our own meetings, we create our own PowerPoint shows, and all of these things have happened over the past, say, 20 years. Video has not taken this step yet. right? We still, as you said, we still perceive of it as a professional and complicated thing to do. And our mission, our entire vision, or our mission is to empower anyone to be able to do this. And our vision is to create a platform that is super easy to do this, yet powerful, right? We will always only offer 5% of the feature set of what an Adobe does in the professional space, right? But we want those 5% to matter to 80% of the use cases, and thereby making it extremely intuitive and extremely simple. So that's what we're trying to do. And so far, what people are telling us is we're succeeding with it. Are we done yet? No, we need more work. We're going to get more integrations. We're going to get more intuitive tools. We're constantly refining the interactions in our editor. We have a lot of analytics that we're running and that we see where users are struggling. And then our product managers, our designers, our engineers, they get really busy on saying, okay, we have, an opportunity to optimize the experience for our users here, so let's just do it. And that's a continuous process that you will see. If you're a user of the platform, you see that there's constantly performance improvement, new features landing. It's a very fast evolving platform.
But let me ask, but what you can't teach, I don't believe, is the difference between someone who can really take the camera and make it sing, and someone like myself, who always ends up with flat images. How do you get? For instance, I learned quite recently about depth, of how important it is to create depth within photos. How are
Yeah.
you helping your clients understand some of the little nuances of a good photography or
That's
film?
that's a great question, Don. So I heard someone saying what Instagram's actual achievement was teaching people how to take great photos. And it was the rating system, the filters and stuff like that. So people learn how to create good photos. What we see with ClipChamp is there's two things. If we say we really want to empower anyone, there's a gap of skill and knowledge. So if you have professional platforms, people simply don't know what buttons to click. And then there's a creativity gap, right? So you have this what's called a blank canvas fear. If I give people an empty piece of paper and I ask them to draw an elephant, it's not going to be a great outcome for many people, right? If they do paint by numbers, it potentially looks a lot better. So our template story allows that. If you're a real estate agent, you've seen great videos. If you end up in an empty editor, you have no idea what to do. However, if you have a strong template and it goes through a bunch of scenes, it goes like, the first thing is an establishment shot. What's an establishment shot? Well, take a step back, make sure you see the entire house, right? Film it, make sure it's 3 to 5 seconds in length, and then dump it into that spot. When you do this template-driven thing, right, where you don't necessarily require people to have all the lingo and the the depth of knowledge that they need, but you show them what a great template looks like, and you ask them to replace every single clip with something that they've recorded. And if the software is really intuitive, we believe we come a long way towards enabling people, empowering people to be able to do this.
Well, so in fact, if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying that you're in. I'm sorry, I got distracted. You're helping people identify ways that you're creating. Well, I've lost my train of thought. I just had somebody. Zoom just came on screen and said, "You're running out of time." That's the first time I've seen running across. But you've created templates for certain industries. If I heard you, what are they? Real estate's one. Well, do you have several others?
Yeah, but when you go to YouTube these days, the younger generations, they don't read anymore. They go straight to YouTube. If they want to cook something, they want to learn how to cook something, they want to repair something, they want to learn something, they want to experience something, they go straight to YouTube. We have templates in all those areas, so you can, if you want to show people on how to make something, how to create something, how to present a piece of real estate, how to cook something. There's templates for all of that, and also in different formats. On YouTube, you very often have landscape videos, whereas on social media or Pinterest, you have 5x4 in horizontal or portrait format. So we cover for a variety of those platforms and also different lengths, right? You have a YouTube video, or the average YouTube watch time is far longer than the average watch time on Pinterest, for instance. So your template's got to be shorter, and you got to come to the point much, much faster. And we have a bunch of those templates where, depending on the use case that you have, yes, real estate is some of that, birthday parties, and we're only just getting started with this, right? There's going to be lots and lots more templates in the future, so that depending on your use case and your industry, you'll find something that helps you to create a great video.
Alex, I could go on and on with you, and I'd love sometime to sit down when I do my first video, but unfortunately we've run out of time. What would you like to leave our audience with today?
We would love them to give it a try on ClipChamp.com. See what they think, create their very first video and give us their opinion. Let us know what they loved about the platform, what they struggled with. Give us all the feedback that we want, that they want. From our perspective, we believe we've built something great, but we also know we can improve it, and it's through feedback that we improve. We want to understand what people's experience is. Again, but we want your viewers to join the millions and millions of users that we already have on the platform, and be more successful in their daily jobs through the videos that they're creating on our platform.
On that note, Alex, we say thank you for a really great time together. Thank you.